Salve, salve, tropa. Bambei os eventos aí, eu tô achando que vai rolar, hein? Vai rolar o Free Fire Europa hoje ao vivo, hein? Agora, hein? Tamo junto. Vou ter que fechar aqui pra eu voltar lá, pai. Tamo junto. Bora.
At this point in time, but it's going to be Volta Lions getting knocked down. Zach going to be doing a good job. He has been knocked down previously as well, so they have to be very careful. Dream on the edge, that creeping forward, trying to stay alive until the very last minute. Try to sneak in a cheeky little win, but Zach is going to be under heavy fire, and Pedidia are going to be doing a bit of damage to him. It was just a body shot, I think, with the M249. Zach going to be peeking over with the sniper in a moment, I imagine, but the circle is going to be going up center any moment, forcing these teams to come out of the tower and out from behind the boxes. And there's going to be Zach going to be knocked down at the worst time for his team. Zeros are going to be down to 2 players. There's no way they can get this res. This should be Vault Alliance's game to win. They're going to be able to get the flush onto Zach as well. For the win, going to be coming up behind Dream. He knocks down one, looking in for the second one. Can't quite find it, but going to go in for the flush. And now it's going to be a 1 versus 3 situation. He might be able to get this. It's going to be in a fight, but no, it's going to happen. It's going to be a booyah. Booyah! Oh, Lions definitely deserve it. What a fantastic play from this team. Right from the beginning, right up until the end. They really showed who is boss. 27 total points, 15 kills, and 12 points from that booyah.
15 kills, my oh my. Now that is what we call a slaughter. It's just going through around the map. Kalahari, man. Kalahari is not an easy map to play, and of course getting yourself 15 kills in Kalahari itself is a massive feat. So congratulations over to Vote Alliance for getting themselves that booyah. Is one heck of an achievement to get. But before we even go off to a break, I do believe that we do have some little goodies for you guys, and that happens to be a 2 times chrono box, as you can see over here. So make sure you go over and redeem your codes at www.reward.ff.garena.com. Input in the code and you will be able to get yourself a 2 chrono boxes. But wait, it does not end there just yet. We still have 1 game to go, and within that short little time of that 1 game, I believe that we can be able to squeeze in a little bit more viewership in that. Once we hit that 10,000 peak views, once we hit 10,000, we will be giving out 4 incubator vouchers. 4, guys, it's 4. Don't slip on it. So make sure you share out the stream and tell everyone in your family to watch it. It doesn't matter whether it's going to be in the Portuguese one or the English one. As long as you just go there, open 2 tabs, watch both, it works. It counts as double. If everyone does the same thing, it counts as double. We get 10k very easy. But yes, please share the stream out. We want to give you guys that 4 incubator vouchers. Don't skip on that. So in the meantime, while you guys set up, that the sharing and all that kind of stuff, we're gonna go back in for a short break, and once we are back, we'll be delivering you guys the final game of today, and that happens to be Purgatory.
Locked and loaded, plotting motion through the wasteland. Know that we ain't playing, we just sticking to the game plan. You can call it hunger every morning, gotta break plans. Even those opposing know I'm focused on the baselands. They call me a legend in the making, but I don't need the praises. I know life is what you make it. My name ain't for conversation, I'm a legend in the making, but I don't need the title. Stay ahead of all my rivals, I'm just learning from my idols. They say life is what you make it, so get just what I'm playing for. Better keep your collar around the crown, I came to take it home. all the challenges. Won't waste a breath if you ask it, when you know the decision unanimous. I might cold blood with passion, blow past him, no chances, panic or challenge. Back to back baddest, old habits, cause casket for your whole plan. No capping, no cocaine in here, but they watch me top of the tears. I'm just watching them dropping the tears. They can't help it, it's not as appears. Cause we were coming from the mud, they looking up to us, huh? Now they trying to get some love, right? Cause we double up the guns, huh? Yeah, I was born humble and cold. Now I'm a cup of the throat. Never let me on my soul. Locked and loaded, got emotion through the wasteland. Know that we ain't playing, we just sticking to the game plan. They call me a legend in the making. I don't need the praises, I know life is what you make it. Money made for conversation, and if life is what you make it, then this is what I'm playing for. Better keep your pound up and the crown, I came to take it home. Ooh, it takes word, that's a love song.
Voices, I'll do one as well. There you go, mate. Welcome to the broadcast.
Oh yeah. I can't do it as low as you do. I can't do it. But you know what? I can. Oh man, I can talk about the circle and the flight path. With the flight path starting all the way slightly at a bit of a 10 o'clock, ending off a little bit at 4 o'clock. A rather centralized flight path as well. That pretty much means that all of these teams have free reign and access over to the Western Island, Southern Island, or perhaps even the main island. But take a look at this. Despite being a free real estate that they can go, Autochthonous chose to be right next into the alleys of Team 4 up inside of Marbleworks. And of course, this is the kind of thing that happens all the time. And especially here in Marbleworks, it happens a lot. People always choose to go down to the Marbleworks and have an all-out battle. But one thing is that Summit is all the way up in front in the enemy's faces, while the rest of his team, Break, Cobra, and Vampire, is just a little bit too far.
And help him out before he is found by Martins or any of the other players on the side of 4 Up who are really bloodthirsty, especially after them getting absolutely slapped by Volt Alliance in the last game. So what can happen here. And you can see right on the leaderboard there. So match 19, Sand Alliance smash it out and pick up a massive 27 points. That's going to jump them up the leaderboard massively. At the start of the day, they were in 19th position. Look forward to see where they end up. Okay, we've got two teams here. It's going to be the standard one here, mate. It's going to be 222 Elite looking to hold on to Snow Resort here, Ski Lodge rather. And it's going to be a bit of a difficult one. They're sneaking here. You can see them. They're crouching down, mate. They'll be a little bit small, like quiet.
Indeed, they know. It does seem like 222 Elites definitely know that Line RX is around the area. And from the sound of the footsteps, Refuse 05 will be springing into action right about now as he unleashes the Vector Akimbo right onto Apollo. And he's going to be refusing to go down. But unfortunately, he still went down anyways. And he's going to be immediately beaten down by Denizen. It is going to be a tough point for Alfonso to play by himself. Where is the rest of Trip? His shotgun lands it all off onto Ruben. I believe that I saw a little bit of a grenade going on about. Denizen open fires. DynaRX eliminated by the sneaky beaky like people from Team Triple Man, or rather the team that have headed their way all around Ski Lodge, have looted up the entirety of Ski Lodge just so the 222 Elite can pick them up for cheap.
From heroes to zeros, Team Line RX doing a fantastic job at the start of last game and entering into this one again, wiped out the fray straight away by 222 Elite, who for once, and I want to say it's like they continually do this around Ski Lodge. They know that area. They look to hold off the teams who are in and around that spot. And this is the first time I think it's actually worked out fairly well for them, apart from losing one member, which I don't know if it was worth it, but you know what was it worth it? Watching Afonso smash 3 members of that side with that shotgun. Oh, actually, it was 2 members. Sorry, it was a double kill, not a triple. Either way, let's have a look at this fight on our screen. It's going to be Pseudo America versus Vesa Ra, and Vesa Ra should be able to smash them apart here, but the positioning on the side of Pseudo America is much better. It depends if they know these guys are here. Crusher, he's got a grenade. He chucks it off. It doesn't quite work out. They now know where he is. He's going to be backing off. He doesn't want to have to take on this fight by himself. Top of the screen, you can see Franco. He's bunny hopping around, trying to get a counter angle to help his teammates, whilst Crusher is just going to be backing off from this.
He is rather far, like the far end of the map, far end of the southern island, just so they can wrap around to Lumber Mill to catch up to their America. I'm not too sure how that is going to be like, but we'll check back onto them later. While we take a look at the giant map over here, we do have the circle that Fuse campsite within it, and of course the 2 bridges that connect the southern island and the western island to the main island. So quite a bit to work with, and the majority of the teams is going to be at is rather southern heavy, right? A lot of these teams, 4 teams around the area of Brasilia, and thus I would believe that they are going to stay like this for a little bit longer. Whichever teams are in the center of the map, they are going to stay there until the second circle. So we're not going to be expecting any firefights there.
I don't think so either. I think it's going to be a bit of a chill time. But what isn't going to be chilled is still just Vesa Ra. Like, can we kill these guys? We want to get some revenge. They got wiped out very early on in the last game, and now they really want to get some of these kills. But they have to be careful, because if they go too over-aggressive, they could really be caught out here. And especially Franco, who's just out in the open, and he's got like a glue wall and a couple of palm trees here, but not really too much to use for cover. So I think in these instances, you need to know your place, and they got outplayed by Pseudo America here, who are now on the other side of the river and inside the circle, and are going to be holding them out. So they need to just give this up and rotate a bit further around. What do you think?
I do think that they gotta get themselves out of there. That's all I gotta say. This doesn't seem like a worth it kind of play, but it's easier said than done, right? If you want to get yourself out of there, you gotta have to use up the time turner, or perhaps even using up the glue walls. But luckily for Southern America, it does, Viceroy decided to bail himself out of the location. So I'm not too sure what else to make out of this. But Viceroy, they prefer to play it slightly passive as well. I think because of the bad game that. They had in game number 3, they just decided to tell themselves, yeah, let's not go for early game engagements anymore. Let us just wait it all out until we get the booyah, and once we get the booyah, naturally kills will come.
Talking about kills, this this shed was for them last game. We were on Purgatory, and seems like we might be seeing that again with AVG Albania stuck on the cliff here and in this boxed off sort of little shed. And 222 Elite like, well, we've only got 3 members, so we're not going to be over dedicated to this, but we are going to be trying to do damage. Meanwhile, 4 up, looking to take long range battle here, I think against Amadadi. I can't quite see the other team there, but I think they did get a knock on them, so we'll see. It is Amadadi who had a knock. They're going to get revived, but they're going to be stuck in a very difficult position, to be honest, on this big wall with the blue walls to really defend themselves. But 4 up have no chill. They're just going to keep pushing, mate. They're going to be like, all right, we're hungry. We want to get some kills. We're not at the top of the leaderboard like you guys. We have to get some more security on this so we can get some more of that big prize money that Free Fire are offering. And, oh, Chef, you might be able to get this.
Street hides himself behind the rock, but it does seem like he's able to be safe for now. Duplo for Ilmadade coming in from the bottom of the ridge. Fires upon 4 up. He manages to bring 1 man down and take a look at the kill feed. The massive amount of players is just going to go straight down. Each man coming in from side Ilmadade is just going to go straight in the face of 4 up as well. The Vector Akimbo is more than enough for him to be able to bring down opponents down, but it's just going to fast forward to the outside of the map. 222 Elite is now being eliminated by AVG Albania, and surprise, surprise, none of the members from AVG Albania has been knocked down, and the leader
walk away completely fine, and the other team will get wiped. New kill leader is going to be a G3 coming out on top so far in this game, and this is what we love to see. It's one of the teams that we called out at the start of the day, like, okay, we want to see G3 come up from the bottom, same as Zero Zone, and so far those 2 teams have been doing fantastic. Volt Alliance, Volt Alliance, I think so far today has been my favorite performing team of everything. We'll get more into that in the analyst desk after this game. I really want to see them perform well in this one as well, so we'll see if they can actually do that. But Circle's going to sort of dictate if they're going to be able to do anything.
Let's take a look, as I believe that we still have roughly about 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and the circle pops in the center of Brasilia. God damn it. It's going to be at the northeastern side. It's right
Close,
on the fields. It does have, but yeah, what you were talking about, Vote Alliance, look at where they are. Disgusting.
They're getting some good circles there, mate, and this is what I call a hard shift. Like, it went hard up towards the northeast there, and it's touching the previous circle line, so that's the definition of a hard shift. It directly is touching the edge, which means it's gone hard in one direction rather than center like we saw in the last couple of games. And so it's going to be an interesting one in Volt Alliance. Like you said, right in the center there. Do you think they're going to be able to hold on to that center position, or are we going to see teams push in on them?
At this point of time, I think that it is okay for them to take up the middle part of the circles. It's completely okay because the circle is still relatively huge, but let's hold on to the thought for a while there, because it does seem like what you said is gonna happen. For the win, Esports bumped right into Vote Alliance. I was thinking that they won't be safe because they're right back to the center of the circle. And yet, we got For the win Esports and just bumped right into them and say goodbye. Vote Alliance ran themselves the hell out of there, and it makes complete sense. So I guess I don't really need to talk so much about what I want to say anymore, because they just completely destroyed my theory. Thank you.
That's just insane. I mean, the timing of it is just absolutely perfect. But meanwhile, Beta Ra are going to be trying to take down their opponents. Amadadi, the only guys who could really have challenged for that top spot, and not really going to be able to do too much. But Dupli with the sniper going to be coming in here, but it's going to be Crusher helping out his teammate from the sidelines. It's going to be Shreds here coming in, knocking down Franco, trying to flush him out as well, do some counter damage. And he's going to be able to get the point. He's not going to get the res on his teammate. He's leaving. He's like, nope. You got yourself in that situation. I'm getting myself out.
Just leave him be. You don't need a friend when you are the Lone Ranger. But unfortunately, Straits, he had to leave behind Duplo. The good thing is, in some sense, Straits did manage to go for a little bit of a refrag on the side of, well, Vizorar. He's going to be left with the last member remaining from his team. But they are also the kill leaders. Not for long though. not for long, because he can't exactly do much as the last survivor of his team.
Fantastic play by him, being able to get away. I mean, it hurts me to see him run away from his teammate instead of resin him, but sometimes you have to just, cut your losses and get out. And he is on fire at the moment, so it seems like they are still the sort of kill leaders, which is good for them. But Vaysar are not too far behind, and I think, as history has sort of shown us, Vaysar are going to once again wipe out Amadadi. They've done it a few different times today and over previous games as well. So Trades are going to be getting chased by Vaysar, who want that revenge kill on him. Get that extra point and the extra chance of being able to get into the final circle. And this next one is going to be an interesting one. It sets up Vaysar to do what they did in the previous Purgatory game.
Now, this is a circle which I would believe that everyone will want to play in the edges. Because if you're right smack in the center, there's nowhere to go. Because that literally is a road. If you are right there, everyone can see you. So you gotta have to make yourself at home somewhere at the edges of the circle. And of course, if there's houses, you want to make your way there. And you can see that G3 Elite is making their way over to the G3 is making their way over to the southwestern side of the circle. There is a building there, so they should be able to be relatively safe inside of there for the time being.
Who isn't safe? Trades. He's dead, mate. Dead.
Estou em live. Tô transmitindo o jogo.
Dead. Caught out on the lamb. He's dead.
Caught out.
Unfortunate for him. I thought he was going to be able to get away, but he wasn't able to quite jump away in time, and he's going to get caught by Vaysar, and the circle's now closing in, and the storm is going to be looking to suffocate anyone who's out there and to really take them down for the win. Vault Alliance and now Zero Zone. Very close to the center here.
Very close, and too close for comfort towards the side of For the Win Esports. And in fact, the time turner has been activated coming from Black. He tries to return fire right on the Zack, but unfortunately none of that is going to work out at all. Coming in from For the Win Esports, one of them is knocked down. Daniel is going to be knocked down as well. Two members left coming from Zero Zone. They bring one person down and delete him out of the surface of this game. And I believe that For the Win Esports, they got themselves out of there and gave that entire garage to the side of Zero Zone. On the other side of the map, though, in the northern areas, we're looking at AVG Albania being kept out of the game with Crusher. Bring them down. 4 total kills to them. AVG Albania and Southern America, they are all caught in between. And AVG Albania is going to be the first one to be eliminated. And Vaysar, they understand that Southern America just is right around the area. And thus, you can pretty much see that one of them seems to be wrapping around and trying to keep them out, pinstering them.
Really nice play from Vaysar, and they want that top sort of spot in the circle so they can come back down towards the center. It's how they've won a few of their games so far, and it's now again Vaysar going to be on fire, knocking down South America. Another player, Alex, is too far away though. Almas is going to be trying to do the damage. He's knocked down one. He pushes around the corner, might be able to get the wipe, but he might get knocked down himself. He's got 115 HP. Player coming around the corner, but he's going to get knocked down by Alex, and that's going to be South America going out in 6th position. Fantastic play by Vaysar. They need to pick up this player, and they're now going to be down to 3, but they've shown they're more than capable of winning a match out with just 3 players, and they're going to have some shots come on to them. Zero Zone are going to be getting in the vehicles and moving, but it's going to be this last player trying to get out of that zone there. Zero have to be very careful with Vault Alliance. They're in a decent position to put some crossfire onto them. See how they actually do in the end here. We'll see what they're going to be able to do. Zero Zone going to be getting a knockdown onto Autocadanis, and that's going to be a wipe as well with Pablo's help from G3. Zero Zone Daniel not going to be doing any more damage as he's going to get knocked out of the fray as well. Zero Zone coming off from the top of the hill, going to be left to just push straight into this with having no issues from any of the team shooting on them. Pretty much using them as teammates at this point as a bit of a distraction. Zero Zone, one person left alive. He's going to be taking some shots onto Zero Zone, but it's going to be Vaisara with a massive mortar strike onto them, knocking down Voltex, one of their best players. And now they're going to be left with 2 players left standing, 4 teams in total, 10 alive. 2 on the side of Voltex, Volt Alliance rather. 2 on the side of 3 on the side of G3, 1 on Zero Zone, and 3 on the side of Vaisara. So this is a G3 or Vaisara game. I'm calling it now, but Almaz is going to be stuck in the open. Lukara going to be able to get the knock on him as well. We're going to be seeing the top as well. Alex getting a knock onto Mafia, doing that damage and restricting G3's push. Oh god, there's actually 4 players. Mistake on my side. G3 have everything to play for. This is definitely an opportunity for them, and Crusher is going to be the player trying to hold them out, whilst Alex is going to go in for the revive, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do too much here as Volt Alliance, they've seen this blue wall. Are they going to do anything about it? Pavo trying to take out this player. He's trying to run in. Mafia, he's going to get revived. Volt Alliance still having a good opportunity here, but the grenade's going to be coming out. Don't do any damage. Crusher going to get knocked though from the side of G3, and he is out for the count, and G3 going to be pushed into the circle, but it's going to be Cooch knocking down one of the players. Never mind, it's going to be G3 stealing that kill as Volt Alliance trying to get those kills, and Volt Alliance now just pushing straight up to Vaisara, coming around the corner. He's got the machine gun out, but gets the knock. Alex not being able to do too much damage there. Knocks down Cooch down to half HP, but Vaisara going to be potentially knocked out here. Turn around from Alliance as he takes down one. Looking for the second one. Player goes out into the blue, still turns around and kills him. PLH has got 17 HP to his name. Going to try to get the res, but it's not going to happen. It's going to be a booyah coming in for G3. Long overdue for these guys.
Now, we have finally got the booyah for the side of G3. I've been waiting for this, very much waiting for G3 to come up on top of everyone else. Although I gotta have to say, G3, they were patient, and they waited for Vaisara to finish their fight, and that was what they needed.
Abstract, you mentioned that was what they needed and they were patient, but I thought when we got to the final sort of 4-5 teams there of that of the final circle, the pace just slowed down. I mean, we'll get into the more aggressive pushes that happened early on, but in that final battle, everyone slowed down. There was a certain patience. Break it down for me. Break it down how G3 got there.
G3 initially thought to themselves, we need to get a 4-man squad into the last circle, and they understood that is one of the main important things when it comes to a zone that have not a lot of place to work with, not a lot of trees, not a lot of buildings, and the only thing that you can work with is glue walls, and understandably, more people equals to, in some sense, more glue walls. So G3, they understand and analyzed the current situation and the terrain. Not play that aggressively while they allowed everyone else around the vicinity to go into their to break out into their own fights, while G3 just is there comfortably waiting for something to happen, and then understand how many people is left inside the circle. Can we deal with them? Do we go for them? But at that point of time, when Vaisara was out, they know it is a 4 versus 2, and they can see everything due to a third-party perspective. So G3, I think they did literally put some brains in their games. If they didn't, then I would just say that it's good decision making.
G3 taking the booyah, and that's really exciting, but there were a lot of these early battles that happened that were also pretty exciting, Tom, and I thought that this was a really... Why was those early team wipes happening? Because we saw it as well with Line RX. It just seemed like everyone wanted to jump on the map and take everyone else out as quickly as possible.
They went for the top rotation to try and get in from the side. There's very little area to play in this map. You could see right at the end there, they're having to play with glue walls. There's very little else, and some of the sort of incline on the hill, but otherwise they were just trying to find somewhere to play, and because of that, their rotations into the circle just led them being bunched up very tight. And at this point in the game, they couldn't push into the center any further, so they just had like, okay, well, we're going to fight this to the death. And unfortunately, for most of the teams, it ended up with them getting wiped. I mean, AVG Albania tried their best, but it just really didn't work in their advantage, and they really did pay for it as well. I mean, Suda America ended up getting punished, but not before AVG Albania got wiped out.
You mentioned Pseudo America, and I mean, Abstract, this was also, again, that aggressive play coming through from Vaisara, specifically Alma. Break me down what exactly happened there.
One of the main things that I suppose that, Suda they tried their very best to eliminate their opponents, but unfortunately there was quite a very aggressive push from Elma. That is another part of it, right? Shotgun action onto the part of Suda. They were completely blocked off. 2 members were alive. One of the Sudas is knocked down already. Yet one thing that I did not expect is Elma. Elma jumped right into the fray and just completely destroyed the rest of the team from Southern America. And I believe that we saw that in part of the highlights as well. So Viceroar, they just came out from absolutely nowhere. And honestly, what I saw is that Viceroar was playing kind of recklessly. And that was also one of the reasons that put themselves super vulnerable to the side of both Alliance, and they really don't have anything to deal with. They don't have anything to counter against both Alliance once it reaches.
Chegando aí, rapaziada.
I want to talk about the day overall, but before we do that, I want to ask you, Tom, who was your standout player today, and was his name Andy? Because if it wasn't, you weren't watching the same games as me.
I don't know. I think the first half of the games, I think sure he was probably my top player, but going into the last 2 games, I think he really fell off. I think that confidence maybe got to his head a little bit, and he needs to be doing a little check. But I think even I'll say Pavel. I saw him a lot in the kill feed doing a lot of damage, and it goes to 3. Ended up here. You can see in front of you doing really well, getting that win and being able to get that amount of points to be able to push them up the leaderboard. So I think. I'm not going to have one. I'm going to say the whole of G3, the whole of Zero Zone, and the whole of Vault Alliance are my MVPs of today.
I'm really glad you did that, because I would have been very upset if you hadn't have given Andy a call up. But you did mention Pavel. There he is. Abstract, you as well. I mean, we saw a lot of incredibly impressive standout performances from players today. Normally we see the teamwork. Today, some of these players really stood up and said, "Hey, notice me."
That is quite a lot of individualistic plays, and one of the main thing that we kind of see that as individualistic plays is that there is some sort of calculated recklessness in some sense. I believe that Alma, I mean, that was one of the things that I was talking about, right? Just rushing right in. He kind of knew what he wanted to do, but all in all, in the grand scheme of things, it was a reckless move. It was a 1 versus 3 situation, because he can't be too sure about the knockdown player if whether he's already picked up. He's going 1 against 2. He dropped down the time turner, and that was the perfect time whereby he blocked most of the shots, and all of the shotgun shots managed to go through. And that is the kind of replication that we are able to see from many of these other teams in different kind of scenarios. They go in thinking that they are able to get it all to work out. It's a gamble. It's either I do extremely well, or I just don't get it all out. So we can pretty much say the players who came out on top, super individualistic and super up on top, and like they had a lot of kills, is because they went in, they kind of went all in and gambled, and they won.
And they won. And let's take a look at the standings now. I'm really excited about this, because today threw at me things I wasn't expecting. I'm sure everyone else feels the same way as well. Vastamundo still quite happy on top. Viceroar has done a lot to try and catch up. Now they're on the same amounts of matches played. But where I want to draw attention, and I'm sure Tom and Abstract want to chat about this as well, 8th place, Vault Alliance. They move up 11 spots. That is insane. 222 Elite up 6 spots. Another insane move. You see G3 there as well, up 9 spots. These teams popped off, and I'll be honest, I don't know if you agree with me, Tom. These were not teams I was expecting to see blow up like this, but wow, what performances they put on today.
Just an absolute beast show of these teams who are on the last half of the board. I mean, G3 started today, I think, in 20th position. I mean, I'll bring up my, I'll just double check. Yeah, so they started out in 20th position with 39 points. They're now on 91 points. That is just insane on that front. And Vault Alliance, I think my in total, like, I'm just so surprised by them. They went from they went up 11 spots. They went from 19th to 8th. That is just an insane improvement. I'm really proud of these guys who are on the bottom half to keep up that morale and that motivation to be able to get up there. And they came through as we reached the halfway point and really showed us what they've got.
I think it just shows as well, Abstract, we're at this halfway mark, but it isn't finished yet. Vastamundo might have put on a good performance last week, but just from today, you can see these teams closing the gap. And teams that maybe, again, like I said, didn't expect to be able to move up 11 spots. There's a space here that we can still see teams challenging those top 3, right?
Indeed, there is still a lot of potential for all these kind of catching up, because you can pretty much see 6